check. Let me check, see if we good. All right.
It's showing live on my end.
All right. Okay, we're good. All right. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Louisiana Saints, Lafayette Branch coming back with another lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying to the hopefully let. We'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well, peace and safety, and much blessings to the Yakim that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth in all truth and sincerity and in diligence. Shalom unto you.
Shalom.
All right, cool. All right, man. We just, finna touch on the topic of Cornelius, because you do have some guys that do say that Cornelius was not an Israelite, but don't understand the spirit, man. For you to say that Cornelius is not an Israelite, you just don't understand the spirit, man. Because our nation, it was a curse upon us that we would be scattered. See, real quick, brother, can I get Ezekiel 5:5? Baba Kusha, you see?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 5. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, this is Jerusalem. I have set in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her.
Right. The Lord has said what? He said Jerusalem in the midst of all the nations, man. And what did we do in the midst of all the nations? I'm gonna read this real quick in Nehemiah. Let's see. I'm gonna just look, this is Nehemiah 13 and 23. It says, in those days also I saw Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, Ammon, and Moab. So what we did in the midst of the nations is that we mingled among the nations. We dealt with their women. Okay. That's what we did, man. Jake multiplied, man. Jake dealt with the other nations, man. Okay. But the point is that we were scattered among the nations. And give me that in Deuteronomy 28 and 64, Baba Kushar, brother. You see, we were scattered among the nations, and when we got amongst these nations, we slept with their women, and we had children, man. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
All right, so that was a curse that the Lord put upon us for disobeying His law, statutes, and commandments. We were scattered among all the nations, man. Okay, and we dealt with the other nations. So therefore, you're gonna have Israelites everywhere. You're gonna have Israelites on the east side of the world. You're gonna have Israelites on the west side of the world. You're gonna have Israelites on the north and south of the world, man. At the four corners of the earth. Okay, so when you read Acts chapter 10, through the Spirit, you would know that Cornelius was an Israelite, man. And you can go ahead and pull that little clip, bro. Just before we even get into it, brother.
Gotcha. All right, this is a clip from the brother GMS giving all diligence. All right, go ahead and play it. It says Blake Griffin commercial proves Cornelius is an Israelite. I started from the beginning. Lakia. All right, now if you can't hear the volume, when it starts, it's saying one guy is saying, Blake, what are you doing? And Blake Griffin here, he's responding, the name is Cornelius. And then it plays over a couple of times and he keeps responding, the name is Cornelius. The name is Cornelius. And it pauses here. Just let me know when you want to play.
Right. So it did basically said, this dude right here, Blake Griffin, right? Check this out. I got something. You see, Blake Griffin, he's an Israelite, right? But he looks to be like, he could pass for, he's a fair skinned Jake. You could tell he's a Jake. You know what I'm saying? But that's Esau Edom. Esau Edom knows, that the fact that you got Israelites that look like the other nations. Now check this out. Hey brother, let's see here.
You want me to press play? You want to just pause it right here?
No, you could just that's just what it is because they can't hear it anyway. But so that's why we explain it. You can put the clip in the little chat. Now look, check this out. Share my screen.
All right, I'm about to post it in the chat. Share screen.
Now you see, this is Blake Griffin right here, and this is his father. This is his mother. You see, you can see that out.
Yep.
Con. So this is Blake Griffin's father right here. This is his mother. All right. Now let's go to this right quick. Now we're gonna go to Blake Griffin's son. Look at this little dude, man.
Yeah.
Look at this little dude, man. Tell me he don't look like he could be an Edomite. You see?
I got a quick one for you, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
All right. This is the book of Numbers, just backing the brother up, chapter 1, verse 18, and it reads, and they assembled. I'll start at verse 16. It says, these were the renown of the congregation. All right, and up you read, it just goes into different tribes and the renown of their congregation. All right. And it's going to say here, it says Numbers 1 and 16, these were the renown of the congregation. So these men of renown, all right, the Israelites, all right, from Adam all the way down onto Noah, Genesis, the 5th chapter. Okay, those giants that walked the earth, which were men of renown, all right, we have faith that we're those men today, all right, back in the reincarnation, serving the will of the Father. And Cornelius, all right, he is the ultimate prototype of the acceptance of Israelite foreigners, man. But like the brother said, it goes back to your father. You are who your father is. It says, these were the renown of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of the thousands in Israel. And Moses and Aaron took these men which are expressed by their name. Here goes, verse 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the 2nd month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upwards. And real quick, if I could, I just want to bring out that word pedigree, and you got it.
Mm-hmm.
This is Strong's H3205. It says, to bear, bring forth, beget, gender, travail. All right. Your pedigree comes from your father, man, because your father ultimately, he is ultimately what you are, man. You are who your father is. Okay. So whatever nationality your father is, that's what determines the seed. But in this society today, all right, the male and his seed, all right, it has no worth in this society, but it's going to have worth in the kingdom of heaven, man. And Cornelius is an example of that. It says to be born, a fall to be born, All right, to beget a child. All right, day of birth, your pedigree, man. To declare one's birth. You got it out.
Done. So let me see.
Where you want me to go, brother?
Uh, that's what this I was going to. It's all right. I'm about to hold it. I'm holding this on deck right here. But so just going into what the brother was saying, man. All right, so they declared the pedigrees of their father. You see, so look at this dude right here, Blake Griffin. We know that he's a Jake because we just seen with his father. We just seen his father. I believe his father is a Haitian. You see, and look at this little guy here, man. So this fair-skinned brother had a son with this Edomite, which appears to be an Edomite woman, and now look at this young boy. Now, when this young boy grows up, but we know we're not gonna have through the spirit and probably we're not gonna have time for this guy to grow up to have children. But say if he was to grow up and have a baby with a Edomite, his offspring will look exactly like an Edomite. You see what I'm saying? But his line goes all the way back to who? Blake Griffin's father, man, which makes this guy, which makes this little boy here an Israelite, and any seed that comes after him an Israelite. You see? So, it's just through the spirit, man. And that's why we jumping into this Cornelius deal here. You know what I'm saying? So you can go to Acts 10, brother, but what we're gonna do is when you read it, I'm gonna get you to share my screen back because I got a point I want to bring out with that what I just looked up. Go ahead, brother.
Gotcha.
Come.
All right. Let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 1. Right? As the title is Cornelius's vision. All right. Acts 10 and 1.
Oh, wait,
There
no.
was
Let them see what you reading,
oh,
bro.
you want your screen? Okay.
Yeah, let them see what you're reading, and after we read that first verse, we're gonna jump back to the screen right here, and I'm gonna pull up.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it, brother.
All right. This Acts 10 and 1. It says, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. It says Acts 10 and 1, Cornelius's vision. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
All right. So therefore, what? When Christians read this and these bird brain, some of these bird brain Israelites, man, when they read this, you can go back to my screen too, brother. When they read this, they were like, you see, Cornelius, he was a centurion. And of the band called he was a centurion of the band called the Italian band, right? So which makes him what? He was a centurion, what in the Roman army, right? But check this out. You have an Israelite right here, they act like that's just like a Jake right now in America that's a state trooper. He's an Israelite, but he's a cop in the American, police force. You see what I'm saying? But he's still a Jake though. All right, so when you read about Tiberius Julius Alexander, check this guy out. It says, first century, he was an equestrian, if I said that right, governor and general in the Roman Empire, born into a wealthy Jewish family of Alexandria, but abandoning neglecting the Jewish religion, he rose to become the second procurator of Judea under Claudius. So what he did was he abandoned what his Jewish customs, man, to be what part of what the Roman army. Okay, so you had Israelites in the Roman army, and Apostle Paul, he was part of the Roman army. You see, so we can touch on that Italian. Go back to that's just I just wanted to bring that out to show you that you did have Israelites in the Roman army. You know what I'm saying? That left their customs to deal with what in to be in the Roman army. All right, that's just like how you got today. You got Jakes that love Esau, that want to be Esau, but they're Jakes. But they're rocking in the vibration of their oppressors, man. Okay, but Cornelius was a straight up Israelite, man. Okay, so read verse 1 again. Oh, that's tight, brother. You got some.
Kind. I got some info. You want me to read Acts 10 and 1 again?
Well, no, bring out your info, and then you can read it after that if that's what you want to do.
All right. This says warfare in Roman culture. sites.psu.edu, warfare and Roman culture. It says Roman military. Now you got a depiction, all right, of ancient Roman military. All right, now it's going to go into some history of ancient Roman military, in particular that of the word Italy. All right, and we're going to explore that in a second. It says, let's read a little bit and we're going to jump down. It says, narrowing our research down to the flourishing times brought on us by Augustus Caesar, also known as Octavian or Octavius, we are able to select a time period that the Roman military underwent some rapid transition. All right, now we're going to go down. It says, Rome's history had started through violence and depended on force. All right, so we ultimately know, all right, that ancient Rome was led by Edomites, man. All right, transitioning from that Greek Empire, which you had Israelites being Hellenized in that Greek Empire and calling themselves Greek, man. All right, but being labeled as the inhabitants of the land that they were scattered in, man. All right, in particular Cornelius. Okay, but it says Rome's history had started through violence and depended on force. Julius and Augustus knew there had to be change somehow. Now let's go down some, okay? Now we're going to read here, and we're going to jump down where it says organization. All right, it says organization. Early development of the Roman legion saw the military organization formed on an ad hoc basis. Now let's look that word up real quick. Ad hoc. Ad hoc. It was an ad hoc basis. This is a Latin phrase. It says Latin phrase to this, with respect to this, for this. It says this, here at. Okay, so to this, with respect to this. All right, so let's go back. It was on an ad hoc basis. It says this meant that more or less, okay, the military was built up with Italian volunteers and headed mostly by the wealthy, stately family or tribal members. The size fluctuated based on needs. Later on, after many years of warfare, Rome became exhausted and therefore participation declined. With the growing lack of numbers, the military base was adjusted. It opened up admission to not just Roman landowners, but non-Romans as well. But non-Romans as well. It says this paved the way for a professional career military force, man. So you had Jakes all throughout the Roman military, man. All right, such as that of Cornelius and many more Israelites, man, that are not written of, man, that were in the military, just as you have them today, man. There's nothing new under the sun. The Lord says nothing new under the sun. So just as it was then, you have Jakes in the military now, man. All right, but you got it out. Acts 10 and 1. There we go.
That's right. Go ahead, buddy. Read 10 and 1 note. Oh.
All right, this is Acts 10 and 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
So he was a captain over 100 men. I believe that's what centurion goes into. So he was a captain over 100 men, and it says over called the Italian band. All right. So when they see Italian, what they do is like, see, the Italians, with not knowing that the Italians are Israelites, man. A lot of these Italians are Israelites. I done been around a lot of them, man, and that's some straight up Jakes, man. Watch them on these reality shows. These Italians. Let me see what it goes into.
I'm gonna read it for you.
Go ahead.
It says centurion. Let me make it a little smaller. It says centurion, military officer in ancient Rome, commander of a company of infantry, from Latin centurionum, Roman army officer, head of a centuria. Let's see what centuria means. Centuria, 100. All right, it says centurio, of or pertaining to a century. There you go. All right. There you go, bro.
Right. So he was a captain of 100 men. Okay. And it says what? A band called Italian band. Now you had Israelites in Italy. And then we're gonna prove that. Give me Hebrews 13 and 23, brother.
All right, got you. This is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 23. It says, "Know ye that our brother Timothy is set at liberty, with whom if he comes shortly, I will see you.
Keep going.
Salute all them that have the rule over you, and all the saints, they of Italy salute you."
See, we know that the scriptures, Psalms 50:5 tells you that the saints can only be of the nation of Israel. Okay, so he says, salute the saints that be where in Italy. Okay, so that goes to show you that you had Israelites in Italy. All right, and that's through the Spirit, man. Go ahead, go back to that Acts 10, brother.
Okay.
So we talking about Cornelius right here,
I
right?
got one to you too. I got
Go
one
ahead,
for you
brother.
too. All right, and like it mentioned, let's just read it again, and I got one to back you right up. It says Hebrews 13 and 23. Know ye that our brother Timothy is set at liberty, with whom if he comes shortly, I will see you. Now let's get some background information on Timothy. All right, and concerning most specifically Timothy's citizenship, it goes down to say the saints, all the saints, they of Italy salute you. So associating Timothy with that Italy, right? Let's show that the citizenship of Timothy was that of an Israelite. All right. This is Acts chapter 16. Lock here. It's Acts 16 and 1. It says, "Then came he to Derbe and Lystra, and behold, a certain disciple was there named Timotheus, the son of a certain woman, which was a Jewess, and believed." So his mother believed. Timothy's mother believed. Which you can have that. You can have circumstances where a mother believes and a father doesn't. A father believes and a mother doesn't. And it says, and believed. So his mother believed, but his father was a Greek. So Timothy's father was a Greek man. All right. Which was an Israelite, because you had Israelites calling themselves Greeks, man. All right. The Hellenen, okay, the Israelite foreigners, man, which Cornelius is. All right. You got it, brother.
You see, in another point in that scripture, it says that his mother was a Jewess that believed, and they knew in that time that the Jews didn't frolic with the other nations. They did. They knew that a woman was not supposed to frolic with the other nations. Okay, she was not supposed to lay down with no man of the other nations. Okay, so she was a Jew that believed. Okay, which proves the fact that she knew that Timothy's father was an Israelite, but he was a Hellenized Israelite, calling himself a Greek. Okay, because when you go into that word Greek, it means Hellen. All right, but you got it, brother. Go. You can go back to that Acts 10:2.
That's right, brother. Hey, do you mind if I bring out one more, brother? I'm trying to see. Let's see. It might be in Acts 18.
Which one are you looking for?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is Acts 18 and 1. It says, "After these things, Paul departed from Athens, Greece." All right. And let's just show real quick the area of Caesarea and its surrounding areas. So you have Caesarea right here. It says Cornelius of Caesarea. It says you have Galilee here, Capernaum, all the areas where the apostles went and teach, even wrote books in, man. All right. Jerusalem here, Idumea. All right. You got the Mediterranean Sea here, man. And Caesarea is on the coast. All right. See another one, Caesarea right here. You see, so let's go back. Acts 18 and 1. "After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy. Lately come from Italy. You see, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome and came unto them." So All right. You got Aquila here, which was an Israelite, man. All right. Apostle Paul found him dwelling with his wife, man, Priscilla. All right. Coming from Italy. All right. So you had Israelites coming to and fro into these lands, waking up, man. All right. That's ultimately who Yahushua came for, man. The Torah based, all right, the Israelite foreigners. All right. He told Apostle Paul go out and teach unto the Gentiles, man. Which were Israelites calling themselves different names that they had been Hellenized, all right, to start calling themselves, as in today, African American, Texans, Louisianians, Californians,
Yep.
whatever it may be, man. You got it. I'm going back to Acts 10. All right. This is Acts 10 and 2. It says, a devout man and one that feared the Most High with all his house, which gave much alms to the people, and prayed to the Most High always.
All right, that right there itself is just a clear cut because the Lord wasn't dealing with any other nation except the nation of Israel. All right, He never opened up his covenant to the actual heathen Gentiles. He never changed his mind about who can pray to him. He said he was a devout man, one that feared the Most High with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to the Most High always. Right? So who could pray to the Most High, man? Only sinners, right? Only sinners can pray to the Most High. And who's the only people on the planet Earth that can sin? The people who the laws were given to. Who were the laws given to? Is the nation of Israel. Real quick, I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna read it. This is Leviticus 26 and 45. No, 46. This is Leviticus 26 and 46. It says, these are the statutes and judgment and laws which Yahweh made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hands of Moses. And the scripture says that the Lord changed not, right? He's the same today, yesterday, and forever, man. Okay?
That's right.
All right, go ahead, brother. And back in Acts, brother.
Do you mind if I bring out that word devout?
Go ahead, brother.
All right, this that word devout. You got it, bro. We. It says use of names. It says devout, godly, well reverent, pious, devout, godly, man. That says it all right there. Godly, man. Son of the Most High, man. That can only be an Israelite, man.
That's right. That's right.
Let me get it on the okay. It says devout. Okay, it says devout, devotion to the Most High, especially in prayer. There you have it. Pious, religious. It says devoted, given up by vow, devoted, dedicated by vow, sincere, solemn. You have men in the scriptures that were devoted and dedicated, such as Enoch, man. His name means dedicated. So Enoch was a son of God, man, a son of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. His name meant dedicated. Cornelius is described as devout because he's from that lineage, man, of the sons of God. He's an Israelite. You got it, brother.
That's right, brother. No, you can go back to Acts the 10 and 3. We're gonna read. You can read down. I'm gonna tell you when I'm gonna interject. Go ahead, brother.
You mind if let me bring this out real quick.
Go ahead.
Bring out this other one. All right. This is Isaiah 26 and 10. It says, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. It says, Lord, when let me see where we at. Salaki, that's not the one I'm looking for. This the one I think it's in. Let's see. This is Psalms 50:15, and call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked, the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take in my covenant in thy mouth, man? That's right, man. So what? The wicked don't declare the Most High statute. They don't take the Most High's covenant in their mouth, man. It said he was a devout man, one that feared the Most High with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to the Most High always, man. So what does that concern the wicked? The wicked don't give alms to the people. They don't pray to the Most High. So that's what the Most High is narrowing it down to, man. You got the righteous and you got the wicked, man. All right, Cornelius was of that righteous seed. Matter of fact, real quick, I'm gonna get that word Cornelius, man. That name means seed, man. He was of that righteous seed, that righteous lineage.
Mm-hmm.
It says Cornelius of a Horn, a Roman centurion of the Italian cohort, stationed in Caesarea, who converted to Christianity. And in order to be a Christian, a so-called Christian, you have to be an Israelite. Point blank. Period. Okay. Let's see. You want to say something, brother?
Nah, it's just like, yes, right. I mean, that's on point, brother.
Trying to see what it seed.
That is on point. Most definitely. And you see these Christians, you know, they like it's just see that's why the Lord said, I'm gonna give you a mouth that the gainsayers cannot gainsay, man. All right. Because through these scriptures, man, we can break it down there, man. We can break down all the law, all the lies that's been, pushed out, man. You see? You know?
That's right, bro.
And look, check this out. I'm gonna read this in the I'm in the Blue Letter Bible. I'm reading the Easton Bible Dictionary on Cornelius. It says a centurion whose history is narrated in Acts 10. He was a devout man and like the centurion of Capernaum, believed in the power of Israel. His residence at
Heavy.
Con Salaki. He was given the expectation of God and Messiah. He was prepared to the message of he became the first Gentiles. He was see that's why and Christians think this. When you read on, it says he became the first fruit of the Gentile world to Hamashiach. You see, and that's what they believe. They believe that Cornelius is the first fruit of the Gentiles, like would be heathens. But they keep trying to place themselves in this book, man. But through the Spirit, man, we're about to show you in the Spirit that Cornelius was an Israelite, man. Go ahead, brother. I mean, through these first two verses, it just shows that he's an Israelite. But you got it.
Hey, bro, you just beautiful, bro. Just backing you up, all right?
Go ahead.
Quick. See. So like this is speaking of that word devout, right? It's Acts 2:5. It says, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. You got it, brother.
Out of every nation. And you see Christians are looking at you see out of Israelites too, you idiots. See, out of every nation. No, it's because we were scattered through every nation, man. When you read Isaiah 11:11, it tells you all the nations that the Lord is going to gather his people from, man. It's because we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Okay? You see? Beautiful. Devout men of every nation. Devout men going into who? Men that feared the Most High, man. Okay?
That's right, brother. Go back to the Acts.
Mm-hmm.
Book of Acts chapter 10. Slovakia. Book of Acts chapter 10, verse 3. He saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of the Most High coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius.
Keep going.
All right, and it says, and if I could just say, when it says right here, it says he saw in a vision evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of the Most High coming into him. That 9th hour is talking about 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, man. Let's prove that real quick. It's Acts 10 and 3 in the NLT. All right, it says one afternoon about 3 o'clock. That's the 9th hour. All right, about 3 o'clock, he had a vision in which he saw an angel of the Most High coming toward him. Cornelius, Cornelius, the angel said. But let's go back. All right, verse 4, Acts 10 and 4, back in the KJV, it says, and when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before the Most High.
Hold on. Let's just, he said, thy prayers, right? Thy prayers. Hey, give me First Peter's 3 and 12. Let me see.
Right. First Peter 3 and 12.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. This is First Peter 3 and 12. It says, the eyes of the Lord watch over those who do right, and his ears are open to their prayers, but the Lord turns his face against those who do evil.
All right. So when you read that in the KJV, it's for the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open to their prayers. So who's considered the righteous in the scriptures? The Israelites, man. You see, you think that the Lord is hearing the prayers of an Edomite first and foremost, or any other nation first and foremost. You can't pray to the Most High because you're not of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see? Go ahead, brother. You can go back. That was just a quick point I wanted to touch on that. You see?
I got the precept, brother.
Go ahead.
All right. It said that prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial, right? And the Most High considers and sees all our works. He saw the works of Cornelius, all right, and they went up for a memorial, and the Most High accredited him for it because the angel in the vision said that it was accepted from the Most High, man. All right, they came up for a memorial, so the Most High was pleased with the things that Cornelius was doing, and ultimately Cornelius is back today, man, on the planet Earth. And he's doing just that. He's being a devout man. All right. He's giving alms to the people. All right. He's praying to the Most High always. All right. Just as he was then. There's nothing new under the sun, man. All right. We're being brought back in these times to stand in our lots, man. Our true lots. All right. Let's just back you up, brother. Because the Most High, he says this. This is Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10. It says, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name. Didn't Cornelius do that? In that ye have ministered to the saints. Cornelius was ministering to the saints, man, as well. And do minister. You got it, brother.
That's right, man. You see? And only men that can do this type of work, is Israelites. So we're talking about Cornelius right here, but all through the scriptures, the Lord is only dealing with Israelites. The Lord is only hearing the prayers of Israelites. The Lord is only the Lord is only receiving sacrifices from Israelites. You see? You got it, brother. Back in that Acts.
I got you a quick one, brother.
Go ahead.
Sirach, I got two real quick ones. It's Sirach 35 and 16. He that served the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment.
All right, so look, check this out. Which brings me to a point. And somebody is considered righteous in the eyesight of the Lord is that they do what? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, correct?
That's right.
What nation the people that can do that? Only the Israelites, man. You see? Go ahead, brother.
That's right, brother. Just a quick one, another quick one. All right, just backing you up. Let me see where I'm gonna start. It's Luke. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 3, going into those alms. Matthew 6 and 3. Matthew 6 and 3, it says, but when you, Salaki, let's go back to the KJV. Salaki. Matthew 6 and 3, but when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret, himself shall reward thee openly. All right. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. So they have their reward, man. And the righteous, ultimately, according to Hebrews 6 and 10, our reward is going to be remembered in the eyes of the Most High, man, for a memorial. All right, that we stood for the Most High in Jacob's trouble, man. Stood up for him. All right, didn't bow to the knees of Baal, man. And Cornelius is back, and Cornelius is not going to take that karama, man. All right, whatever spirit, whoever the Lord got him, wherever teaching the name of the Lord on the highways and byways, whatever city he's in, all right, across the four corners, all right, the Lord is not going to let him take the Quran because Cornelius is of the elect, man. You got it, brother.
Yeah, you can go back to the Acts, brother, and you can read all the way. You can read all the way through.
Khan, this is Acts 10 and 4. It says, and when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before the Most High.
Go ahead. You can keep going. You can read. You can read all the way till 11. You know.
Okay. Verse 5, and now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter. He lodgeth with one Simon a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do. That's right. Peter was a fisherman, it says. And when the angel which spake unto Cornelius was departed, he called two of his household servants and a devout soldier of them that waited on him continually. And when he had declared all these things unto them, he sent them to Joppa. On the morrow, as they went on their journey, let's get that landmass real quick, Joppa. All right, this is, it says Joppa, Japho, right? It says beautiful, a city of Palestine on the Mediterranean, lying on the border of the tribes of Dan and Ephraim. It was subject to the Jews from the time of the Maccabees. You see? So this area, that's beautiful information. This area was subject to the Jews from the time of the Maccabees, the time we were getting Hellenized under Antiochus, the Epiphanes, under the Alexander, the Greeks, four generals, Cassander, Licinius, Ptolemy, Seleucid. We were getting Hellenized back in the Greek period, man, calling ourselves Greeks. All right, calling ourselves different bywords and proverbs. So this land was already associated with that, man. It said it was subject to the Jews from the time of the Maccabees. It had a famous but dangerous port and carried on a flourishing trade. It is now called Jaffa. All right, let's see what we can pull up real quick. Because it said Palestine, and that's where Caesarea is, man. Let's see, map. There you have it. Hey, there you have it. It was on the same one. Here we go, Joppa. So Caesarea is directly lower to upwards to Joppa, man. And Joppa is under Caesarea, man. To the left of Judea, man. All right. There you have him. Let's go back. This is back in Acts 10. And when he declared all these things unto them, he sent them to Joppa. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up unto the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance
Peter
and
was
saw heaven open. Oh, you got it.
so Peter was in a trance, man. He was hungry and he fell into a trance. Okay. All right. So when you go into that word trance, I just real quick, it says in the Strongs, it says any casting down of a thing from its proper place or state, displacement is number two. It says a throwing of the mind out of its normal state, alienation of the mind. All right, so he was having a trance. He was seeing a vision, so to speak. Go ahead, brother.
All right. It says, verse 11, and saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending onto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and let down to the earth.
See, all right. So this is the vision that he's seeing. He said, "I and saw heaven open up, a certain vessel." Hey, get Hosea 8:8, brother. Baba Kushah. Well, you know what, brother? You know what? You stay right there because you know what you reading. I'm gonna grab the precepts. Teamwork. Salaki.
I'm gonna pull it up for you still, bro.
Okay.
Got it right here.
I spell that wrong as hell.
Hosea 8:8, it says, the people of Israel, still in the NLT, Salakiakim.
Mm-hmm.
Hosea,
Right,
Hosea 8:8, Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
So it says Israel is swallowed up and shall be among the Gentiles as a vessel, right? Back in that Acts 10 and 11, it says, and I saw heaven open up and a certain vessel descended unto him. So it says right here in Hosea 8 and 8, it says, Israel is swallowed up and shall be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein no pleasure. So that vessel is going into what? Israel. Go ahead, brother. Oh, wait, no, Salakia. It said, go back to that Acts 10.
I
So
got
it
a
says,
piece, brother.
go ahead, brother.
All right. Because just backing the brother up is going into that vessel, right? And ultimately, the Lord separates his different vessels, his chosen vessel from a worthless vessel, man. All right. The chosen vessel is the house of Israel. Okay. You so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, and a discarded, and that's including the Israelite foreigners, man, calling themselves, all right, after the names of these other nations and their gods. Let's get it real quick. Bear with me out.
Mm-hmm.
This is Romans 9. I got two of them real quick. This Romans 9 and 21. It says, here we go. AJV. It says Romans 9 and 21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? You got it, brother.
Right. One vessel unto honor, one vessel unto dishonor, man. Okay. And so we know that honorable vessel is the Israelites, man. Okay. You see, I can go back to that Acts, brother.
I got one more.
Go ahead, fam.
This is 2 Timothy 2 and 20. And it says, but in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver. Here you go. And
Yeah.
that's the Israelites. It says, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. And the Israelite foreigners were likened on to that dishonorable branch, man. We had to be grafted back in, man. All right. That wild olive tree. Okay. So this is just an example of it. And brother's gonna explain, but I'm gonna go back out. This Acts, back in Acts. This is Acts 10 and 12. I'm gonna read the latter end of 11. It says, as
Well,
it
we
had.
got so I feel like we gotta touch on a few more pointers in that in 11 though.
All right, let me read it again. It's Acts 10 and 11. And saw heaven open and a certain vessel descending onto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and let down to the earth.
All right, so that four corners going into what? Because we're scattered out the four corners of the earth, man. I'm gonna get go get Isaiah 11 and 12. This is Isaiah 11 and 12. It says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. We're talking about Israelites right here, man. Okay. It says, and let down, it says, and let down into the earth. Now, let's go to Amos 9 and 9. So check this out. This is Amos 9 and 9. It says, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among the nations. See, like as corn is sifted in the seed, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. Come on, what are we talking about here, man? We're talking about Israelites here, man. This is what Peter was seeing. Peter was seeing Israelites. The Lord was giving him a vision of Israelites here, man. Okay? And it's going to get more thorough into what the vision was about. You can go ahead and read back in that Acts, brother.
All right. The book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 12, it says, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth and wild beasts and creeping things and fowls of the air.
All right. So therefore it says, wherein all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth and wild beasts and creeping things of fowls of the air. See that when it says that beasts, wild beasts, that was the mindset that our people were in. They were like beasts. They were thinking like the heathens. They were moving like the heathens. You see, because what? They wasn't keeping the laws. They was shaving their faces, not having full beards. See what I'm saying? Wearing funny ass hairdos, wearing, weird clothes, keeping weird ass customs, man. They was in the mindset of heathens, man. And heathens are likened to beasts. Because when you read Ecclesiastes 3, 3 and 18, 3 and 18, it says, I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, right? Heathens, that the Most High might manifest them, that they might see that they themselves are beasts. You see? So the Lord called the other nations, the heathen nations, beasts. All right. He called the sons of men beasts because you got the sons of God, the sons of men, and the sons of the wicked, man. Okay. Beasts. Right? Because if you're not a son of the Most High, if you're not sons of God, if you're not an Israelite, you classified as beasts, man, because you're without, the law, statutes, commandments, meaning, understanding. All right. You see, because these law, statutes, and commandments is what made us a holy people, right? Because
Right.
these heathens did things animalistic like, all right, but our people was in the mind state of wild beasts, in the mind state of heathens. You see what I'm saying? This is what he was explaining. This is the vision that he was showing Peter. All right, we can keep
That's
reading.
right, bro. Yep, Apostle Peter saw that messed up mind state Israel was in, man. All right, and he was in a way he was being simple. All right, because when you read down, but ultimately the Lord was requiring him to think deeper, man. All right, this was our people liking on to that Gentile mindset, but this is just backing you up. This is Psalms 49 and 12. I'm gonna just read through 20. You can just stop me where you want to. It's Psalms 49 and 12. It says, nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Salah. Like sheep they are laid in the grave, death shall feed on them, and the upright will have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave for their dwelling. But the Most High will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me. Ooh. And we're about to be redeemed from the power of the grave, man. Death, where is thy sting, man? All right. These devout men, these Israelites, the elect, all right. We were likened to the beast that perished, the mindset, worshiping false idols, eating abominations, all right, just totally off, calling upon the names of other gods, but the Most High restored us. That's what the Lord was showing Peter, man. All right, Apostle Peter. Okay, he was showing him a vision of our people being in that Gentile mindset, just like the Lord shows us through these scriptures of our people and examples. And we're living in today in these times where our people are still in this beast-like mindset. All right, but it says, "Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him." And that's what the Lord is telling our people time after time through slavery, through punishments, through these curses. The Lord is telling you, hey, when you die, you don't carry anything. All right. So why worship these false gods, these false idols after these nations, man? All right. They're likened on to things that perish, man. They have no breath in them. All right. So you have to come out of that mindset and call upon Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 18. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul, and men praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. Ooh, see, again, he shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light. Man that is in honor and understanding not is like the beast that perish. You got it, brother.
Right, man. You see? So we know that the sons of men, these heathens are likened to be beasts, man. And that's the mind state that our people were in. They were like beasts. All right. Because look, and matter of fact, it says we can get that I believe that's Ezekiel the 8th chapter, because look, matter of fact, I read Acts 10 and 12 again right quick.
All right. This is Acts 10 and 12. It says, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air.
Right. And that's what the Lord was liking our people unto. Now check this out. I'm gonna read this. This is Ezekiel 8, and I'm gonna start at 4. It says, "And behold, the glory of the power of Israel was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now the way towards the north. So I lifted up my eyes the way towards the north, and behold, northward at the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entry. He said, For the more unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do, even the great abominations that the house of Israel committed here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary? But turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations." Check it out. It says, "And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged in the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked abominations that they do here," talking about Israel. Now keep in mind, back in Acts 10, he says, "Wherein all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowl of the air," the mind state of our people. So check this out. Verse back in Ezekiel 8, and I'm reading verse 10. It says, "So when I went in and saw, behold, every form of creeping thing and abominable beast, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about." You see?
That's right.
because Israel, it was likening Israel to abominable beasts, man, because of the things that they were doing, the mindset that they were in. Okay, because our people were scattered and learned the ways of the heathens, man. Okay, you
That's right.
had Israelites that looked like the other nations, man. Okay, and what they were going off completely. You see, go ahead. Back to Acts 10 and 13.
I got one for you.
Go ahead, brother.
2 Peter 2 and 12, it says, but these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness. You see, because Cornelius is back to get his reward of righteousness, according to Hebrews 6 and 10. All right, and the wicked are back to get their reward in unrighteousness. But it says, as they that counted pleasure to riot in the daytime, spots they are and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you, having eyes full of adultery and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls, and heart they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children, which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bazar, who loved the wages of unrighteousness. And that's likened to our people. I believe it tells you, I believe it's First or Second Peter. It says we are wrought in our past times. We are wrought the will of the Gentiles, who walked in lasciviousnesses, and now, all right, since we turned away, they speak evil of us, man. All right, roughly paraphrasing, but you got it out.
Yeah, back in that verse 13, back in Acts 10.
And this is Acts 10 and 13, and it reads, and there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat.
You see, it says, well, read verse 14.
All right, this is Acts 10 and 13 again. And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, and eat. But Peter said, no, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean.
You see, because Peter was being simple. You remember in verse 10, going up, it said he had became very hungry. So Peter, he was being simple, man. Okay. But when it says rise, kill, and eat. It's talking about what, man? Go and teach. I'm gonna read. This is Proverbs 9 and 1. It says, wisdom had built her house, she had hewn out her 7 pillars, she had killed her beast, she had mingled her wine, she had also furnished her table, she had sent forth her maidens, she cried upon the highest place of the city. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanted understanding, she said to him, come, eat of my bread and drink of my wine, which I have mingled. You
That's
see?
right.
You see? So what? Wisdom does what, man? Give you understanding. It says what? Wisdom had what? Killed her beast. So look,
Yep.
it says, Peter, kill and eat. You see? Come, look, verse 5, it says, come and eat of my bread and drink of my wine, which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish and live and go in the way of understanding. You see?
That's right.
All right. So go ahead, brother. Keep reading.
I got one for you, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
All right. This is the book of Second Ezra's, chapter 8. Let me get it real quick. It's just backing the brother up, going into that kill and eat, going into teach the house of Israel, man. I wish I even told Peter, strengthen thy brethren. Right? This is Second Ezra's 8 and 4. It says, So answered I and said, swallow down then, O my soul, understanding and devour wisdom. All right, Ezekiel the 3rd chapter, man. All right, can these bones live? All right, that's the state of our people, man. That beast-like mindset. And today, you could even equate that to this modern day black culture, hip hop culture, man. What do they call themselves? I'm a savage. I'm a beast. I'm about to go in beast mode. Jake said that, man. Jake
Mm-hmm.
literally refers to himself as I'm a gorilla. I'm an ape.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We can't make this up. So it says, verse 5, for thou hast agreed to give ear and art willing to prophesy, for thou hast no longer space than only to live. You see? So ultimately, we devour down these laws, statutes, and commandments, these breakdowns, these scriptures. So that's what the Lord was telling Peter to do, man. All right, eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel, the Israelite foreigners, such as Cornelius. And Peter was being simple. He didn't understand. He thought the Most High was going into literal food, literal unclean food, but he was talking about our people being unclean, man. Not having this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding as a garment, all right, to protect them and cloth them, man, and aid them. But you got it back in Acts.
That's right, man. You know?
All right. Acts 10 and 14. But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is common or unclean. And if I could say these people, our people are even, man, I had an old teacher back in school, in grade school, and he used to call our people common. He used to be like, man, y'all acting common. You know what I mean? Y'all like, yeah, like he used to say, like, man, y'all being common, y'all being uncouth, or however he used to say it. He used to be like, man, y'all acting common, y'all common folks, man. And that's that mindset of a Gentile, man. Just a beast, whatever, eat whatever, do whatever, say whatever, no rule over thy soul. But it says, verse 15, oh you got it, I select you speak.
No. Yeah, you keep reading, brother.
All right, this Acts 10 and 15. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, what the Most High had cleansed, that call not thou common.
Right. It says, what the Most High had cleansed, call not thy coming. And how did the Lord cleanse? The Israelite foreigners, the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners. It's through the blood of Yahweh, man. Okay, because when you read Ephesians, let's go to Ephesians 2 and I'm gonna just get to the point 12. Well, I'm gonna read 11. It says, wherefore remember that ye being in past time Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcised by that which is called circumcised in the flesh made by hands, that at that time ye were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenant of promises, having no hope without the power in the world. But now in Hamashiach Yahushai, ye who sometimes were afar off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach. You see? So that's how he what cleansed them. You see? All right. So you can keep reading, brother, back in that you can go to you can read all the way to 2022. And if we
That's
gotta
right.
stop, if we want to make a point, we'll do that.
All right. I got a quick one for you, bro. Just backing you up on that. This is
Mm-hmm.
Job 23 and 12, just going into that word being that food, man, for our people. All right, to nourish them. This is Job 23 and 12. It says, start at verse. And it says, but he knoweth the way that I take. When he had tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot had held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. You got it, brother.
That's right, man. You know, the Lord, he esteemed the words of the Lord, more than his necessary food, man. All right. Because the scripture says, man shall not live by bread alone. All right. And see, in this thing of ours, man, all right, and the Lord was dying for the, to bring what the Israelite foreigners back into the fold, man, to be grafted in. That's hope that was given, man. Okay. See, but when Peter was being simple at the time, thinking that the Lord was talking about food, no, he was talking about the Israelite foreigners that whom looked like the other nations, man. Okay. You see?
Right, brother.
You can go ahead and if you ain't had nothing, you can go to verse 15 or verse 16.
I was looking for this other one. I'm gonna just continue looking for this is Acts 10 and 16. It says, this was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Now, while Peter doubted in himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house, which is Peter, and stood before the gate. So they were
See,
outside of his house. You got it, brother.
Yeah, Peter was like, man, what the hell? What this mean? What's going on? And what manner of salutation is this? Go ahead, brother.
All right. Verse 18, and called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore and get down and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them. Ooh. So that tells you they were Israelites, man. The Lord just gives us clues, man, time after time. But it says, then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius, and said, behold, I am he whom ye seek. What is the cause wherefore ye are come? And he said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man and one that feared the Most High, and of good report among all nation of the Jews, was warned from the Most High by an holy angel to send for thee into his house and to hear words of thee.
All right, so check this out. Go into verse 22, a just man. Right there. So this is right here. This is what's going to prove straight up that Cornelius was an Israelite. Go ahead. Go into that word just.
All right, this is the word just. Strong's G1342 Decaius. It says righteous, observing divine laws. Observing divine laws in a wide sense, upright, righteous, virtuous, keeping the commands of the Lord.
So hold up. It says Cornelius was observing the divine laws and keeping the commandments of the Lord. Who were the commandments given to? Israelites. And everybody knew that because all the heathens knew that, who the Israelites was. All the heathens knew that they had nothing to do with our power. You see? It says Cornelius, the centurion, a just man. And when you go into that word just, it says keeping the divine laws. Leviticus 26 and 46. It says what? It says that he gave his laws, statutes, commandments to the children of Israel. This is the covenant that he gave them.
Right.
This is he gave it to the children of Israel, man. And so we found who in Acts 10 keeping the divine laws? Cornelius. You see?
Right, brother. I got one for you too after you're done.
I don't see no precept in the Bible where it says Pharaoh was keeping the divine laws. I don't see that nowhere. Go ahead, brother. What you were saying?
Hey, that's right. I'm gonna just read a little bit more, and I got a precept backing you up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just that's beautiful going into that just, but it says of those who seem to themselves. Okay, it says innocent, faultless, guiltless, also blameless. That's the elect, man. That's the elect. Innocent, faultless, without blame, man. Like, and ultimately that example of just comes from Yahushua. He did it first through his blood. All right. That's why he has the preeminence. He was that innocent lamb without blemish, without blame, without fault. All right. He didn't sin. So he's that example, but the men of the Lord under him, we're also that example of being innocent and faultless. But it says, oh, you see, here we go. Backing that up, it says only Yahushua Mashiach truly. He's the true judge. That's Yahushua. Ultimately, he's the if you go by like they say, man, you go by this. If you look up this in the dictionary, that face will be right by. If you look up just, that's Yahushua. All right, now let's prove. Speaking of Peter, right? And that word just and devout, which was characterized with Cornelius. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 2, verse 25. And here we go. Speaking of Peter again, it says, and behold, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simon. That's Peter. And the same man, speaking of Peter, was just and devout, waiting for the consolation of Israel, and the Holy Ghost was upon him. You see? Peter, man. Peter was just and devout. Cornelius was just and devout, man. All right. Hey, you can't make this up, man.
I mean, look, I'm trying to find a scripture that says that we got a heathen that was just and devout, bro. I'm just trying to find it. It's not coming up anywhere, you know?
Brother. That's right, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, Luke 2 and 25, at that time, there was a man in Jerusalem named Simon. He was righteous and devout and was eagerly waiting for the Messiah to come and rescue Israel. The Holy Spirit was upon him, you see? And that's our spirit today. We're eagerly waiting for the Most High to come and rescue Israel because we're devout men. We're Israelites. I'm going to go back up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is Acts 10. And in Acts 10, bear with me, I can. Acts 10 and 22 again. And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man and one that feared the Most High, and of good report among all the nation of the Jews, was warned from the Most High by an holy angel to send for thee into his house and to hear words of thee. Then called he them in and lodged them. And on the morrow, Peter went away with them, and certain brethren from Joppa accompanied him.
You can read to 28.
Verse 24, and the morrow after they entered in Caesarea, and Cornelius waited for them and had called together his kinsmen and near friends. We already know for the sake of the lesson, Cornelius was of that kinsmanship, man. Kinsman. Slack here. Here we go. It says kinsman of the same kin, akin to, related by blood. Man, it says in a wider sense of the same nation, of fellow countrymen. Man.
See, and only Jake used those words, kinfolk.
Right.
They don't use it, bro. These heathens don't say kinfolk. Oh, that's my kinfolk over. Just say if somebody said they find a letter that says I'm at my kinfolk house, they're gonna know that the person that wrote that letter they're gonna strongly suggest that the person that wrote this letter is a Negro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
Right. Verse 24, and the morrow after they entered in Caesarea, and Cornelius waited for them and had called together his kinsmen and near friends. And as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshiped him. But Peter took him up, saying, stand up, I myself also am a man. Heavy. And as he talked with him, he went in and found many that were come together. And he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But the Most High has showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
So now Peter has understanding on this vision that he's had. Now he has understanding on this vision that he had. And real quick, just to touch on that point that you brought out in Acts the 16th chapter, he's saying right here, it's unlawful for a Jew, a man that is a Jew, to keep company of them of another nation because they looked it like the other nation. All right. So when you brought out Acts 16:1, the Jewish woman, she knew that right there what Peter said. She knew that. You see? So that's just going to show that that Timothy's father was an Israelite. Just a side note. However, let's go into one of another nation, okay, to prove that point, man. That's a compound word. So when you go in there, go into the root word.
All right.
So it says, ye know how it is unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation, but the Most High showed me that I should not call any man uncommon or unclean. Any man common or unclean. You see? Because you had Israelites looking like the other nations, man. Okay? So go to
another nation.
Yeah, go to another nation. Click there, and click on is it G5443? I think that's what it is.
Okay. Here we
And
go.
read what it say right. Read what it say right there, brother.
Another nation. It says G5443, a tribe. In the New Testament. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob.
You see what I'm saying?
Heavy. Yep.
You see, you know. So
right,
what?
bro.
Those were Israelites. Those were Israelites that was looking like the other nations, man. You know. And so you got these Edomites all the time trying to place themselves, starting with Cornelius as to be an Edomite. Hey, you fuckers got dukes. You don't have tribes. You got dukes. That's what you got. You got dukes of Edom. You see? That's what you got. You see?
That's right, bro. I got that
It
word.
says what? Go ahead, brother.
It says patriarch of one of the Old Testament fathers. For example, Jacob. It says progenitors of the Israelites. It says from Old French, chief or head of a family clan. From Patar, father. There you go, man.
And who's our patriarch, man? It says from the patriarch Jacob, man. All right. Read that part again, brother.
And the another nation.
Yeah, read that right there. Yeah, I can see
Says
it
in
better.
the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob.
Right, man. So that's just clear cuts, bro. That's just straight up clear cuts, man. That those were Israelite foreigners. All right, those Gentiles, in the New Testament are Israelite foreigners that looked at like the other nations, man. All right, but they were what? They were brought back into the fold. They were cleansed by the blood of a Mashiach Yahushua, man. Okay, you see, which we now represents that, man. All right, we were those Gentiles carried away out to these dumb idols, man. But now we're made, clean by the blood of a Mashiach, man. Okay, you see, and if I was going to say unto you what it is, that's basically it on that on Cornelius, bro, because it goes into Lord. That's basically it on Cornelius. That was the point of Cornelius, right there. Look, Shalom, brothers. Y'all bashing me on Shabbarakatah. Rakathon. I don't even see. I don't.
Lord willing, it was edifying.
Yeah, I don't even see that on the live chat, man. I was tuning in too.
Kind.
Right. So yeah, man, that was touching on that Cornelius, man. So Cornelius was an Israelite foreigner, right?
That's right.
You see, just what he was, and even to prove the point on that, he called him, say he was of the Italian band. Okay, so you got Apostle Paul, man. All right. What about Apostle Paul? Hey, give me Acts 22 and I believe 26. Acts 22 and 26. Let's see. We start at 25. Yeah.
It's Acts 22 and 25. And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned? When the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman.
Right. So Paul called himself a Roman, but we know when we read Romans, the 11th chapter, first verse, it says, this is Apostle Paul speaking. I say then, had the Most High cast away his people, God forbid, for I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So Paul called himself a Roman. That was just what? They were just calling themselves after the lands that they were in, man. All right? Romans, Ephesians, Colossians, Philippians. You see what I'm saying? So, he called himself a Roman, and see now today you got Jakes calling themselves Americans, See, like I like to say that we live in the Lafayette province of the American captivity, So yeah, man, Cornelius was an Israelite.
I got one to take it out on, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, this is just an account of Yahushua and the centurion. Again, going back to that centurion with Cornelius being that centurion in the Roman military. But this is an example of the centurion being an Israelite as well, having that faith. This is Matthew 8 and 5. And when Yahushua was entered into Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion, beseeching him and saying, Lord, so he was begging to the Lord, man. All right. And inquiring of him, it says, and saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home sick of the palsy, grievously tormented. And Yahushua said unto him, I will come and heal him. The centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not. See, he called Yahushua Lord, man. First and foremost, he called Yahushua Lord, man. It says, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. Verse 9, for I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say to this man, go, and he goeth, and to another, cometh, and he cometh, and to my servant, do this, and he do that. So the centurion was calling Yahushua Lord and saying, hey, I'm not worthy. I have men that are under me, ranked under me, that when I call for them, they answer. When I tell them, go do this, go carry this out, they go and do it. But he was still saying he wasn't worthy to have Yahushua under his roof to heal. All right. But it says when Yahushua heard it, he marveled and said to them that followed, verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. Oh, so Yahushua told the centurion that, man, he have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. Man. So you mean to tell me that centurion was not an Israelite? It says, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel, man. All right. So he impressed Yahushua, man, with his faith. That centurion did, man. All right. Verse 11. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and west and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's right, man. 2/3 in the lake of fire. It says, and Yahushua said unto the centurion, go thy way, and as thou hast believed it, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in the self same hour. And you better believe that centurion praised Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. All right, he called out and sought out Yahushua for that miracle, that healing. All right, he showed and displayed his faith. Yahushua said, hey, this is the most faith I've seen amongst Israel. That's what Yahushua was basically saying, man, to this centurion, man. So that's an example of, all right, a centurion, Cornelius being an Israelite foreigner, having that faith, being devout, being just, giving his all and being dedicated to the Most High, man. Cornelius is back, all right now doing the same things, man, that he's quoted of in Acts the 10th chapter, man. All right, you got it, brother.
And look, and then you'll get a Christian, or you'll get like an Israelite hating Israelite the type of guy. And like, well, how you know it wasn't a heathen having faith in the Most High? Well, easy. This is the proof that centurion that the brother was reading was an Israelite. This is Matthew 15 and 24. But he answered and said, and this is written in red. He answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The Lord told you straight up, listen, yeah, I'm not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So I'm not dealing with nobody except the nation of Israel. Point blank, cut, period. You see? But you got it, brother.
That's right, bro. That's all I had, brother.
Me too, brother.
Hey, you can take us out.
So with that, man, Lord willing, this is edifying to the hopeful elect. Going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Yaakov that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth and all truth and sincerity and diligence. Shalom.
Shalom.